Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome inside the Greenfoot Energy Fourplex here in Moncton, New Brunswick. My name is Mason Dyke with High Button Sports. We have some Nova Scotia U16 action going on a Sunday afternoon, as it's the Thunderbirds hosting the Kings Hockey Club. Kings with a quick day trip here to Moncton for this matchup here today. We'll get a quick look at the standings before we get going. Thunderbirds 1 point ahead of the Voyageurs for second last place, while the Kings are holding on to a 1 point lead over the Rebels for fifth place in the league. Starting in goal is Joseph Saunders for the Kings, and then 200 feet the other way is Cohen Boudreau, number 33, and we are off and running here. That's going to be an early whistle as the puck makes its way inside the bench. James Sanford, head coach for the Thunderbirds. That's going to be a face-off. Chamberlain against Likely, and that's going to be one ahead. McNaughton will play it back. O'Shea, did he pass? Let's look at the return feed. O'Shea up ahead for Martin Carroll. Martin Carroll will throw it to neutral ice. Chamberlain wants to play it, and he will, but that's going to be offside, so two quick whistles to get going here. Kings hosted the St. John Vitoes yesterday, so they're playing the St. John Vitoes back home, and now they're here on the road in Moncton. That's going to be one back. Glover will try and dump it in the zone as he fans on it. Lemoyne looking for the loose puck, as that's going to be picked off by the Thunderbirds, as Matthews can handle it cleanly. Amaro will take over for the Kings. Amaro up ahead finds Lemoyne. Lemoyne will chip it into the zone, and that will stay in bounds. On the forecheck is Amaro. He'll play it up ahead to the blue line. Amaro will spin and fire one, looking for a tip there. But the rebound came loose for Lemoyne. That's going to be a save from Boudreau. Puck in the corner. As hit will free up the puck. Here come the Thunderbirds. Nicholson has it. Nicholson drops it off. It's going to be a shot in the first touch of the game for Saunders, and he'll cover up. Face-off will be inside the King zone. Couple whistles in the early goings. A few other games going on in the league. On Sunday, Armada are in Charlottetown to place the Dukes. There's a chance in front pass. That's going to go off the stick. Good look on the setup from Theriault's. Chance the other way for Culp, but he got poked off the puck. Comes free for Lance. Lance finds Mazaral. That's going to be a pass up ahead. Here's a breakaway shot. Glove stop from Saunders, as Mazaral made the pass up to Theriault, who went glove side, but Saunders read it all the way. Glove save on the breakaway. Still scoreless. Moncton has the bulk of the chances to start things off here at the Greenfoot Energy 4-pad, formerly known as the Superior Propane Center. So drop the puck. It's going to be a wide shot. So the Kings beat the Vitoes last night at home. 3-2 is the final score. Vitoes have been in first place for the bulk of the season, but now the Dukes have taken over top spot, and Vitoes are tied with the Highlanders. As here is Culp behind the net for the Kings. Culp will circle back, trying to get by the forecheck of Lance. Culp will hold on to the puck. That's going to be turned over. Steves couldn't reach it as Cole will take over. Finds Slavuta. Slavuta towards the goal. Fanned on it, but able to get his second chance off, and saved made with a pad by Boudreau is looking to clear the Thunderbirds. It's going to be picked off. Siduruk back to retrieve it. Makar Siduruk loses the puck. Chance here for Theriault in the backhand. Forehand move. Couldn't finish it off. A few good looks for the Thunderbirds here early on, as Weston plays up ahead. Here's Cole looking to spring Matthew Thompson. His rebound came loose and fired just wide. It's going to be sent to the line, kept in by Siduruk. His puck is bouncing on him. Shot will go off the stick of O'Shea, who will corral it. O'Shea Plays it up ahead for Nicholson, who tried to clear out the wall. It's going to be kept in by the Kings. Here is LeBlanc. Pass up ahead with Jackman up for Thompson. Save made in tight by Boudreau. So both goalies getting some early tests here in the mano-a-mano fashion. But it's still scoreless here in Moncton. This here is Jackman. Jackman with a shot, but just goes wide. As Sidoric will come pinching in. Keeps the play inside the Thunderbird zone. We're about 3 minutes into this first period. Pass up ahead. Here comes Moncton. 2-on-1 perhaps. Cousins driving towards the net. Nicholson will put the brakes on. That's going to be intercepted. LeBlanc has the puck. Loses it for the Kings. Comes free for Nicholson. That's going to be bad outside the zone as player falls down. No call on the play. As Fortin will play it back. Moncton is regrouping. Here's O'Shea. O'Shea across the ice for Nicholson to go skate to stick as he enters the zone, but he gets poked off the puck by Weston. That's going to be cleared down the ice. Last man back is O'Shea. Is able to get to the puck first. Takes a hit in the process. Puck comes free. Here is Chisholm. Pass in front. One-timer blocked. Comes free. Glover will crowd at the blue line. Walks the middle and shot blocked again. Cousins got in front of that one for Moncton. As here's Chisholm. Chisholm towards the goal. Finds Grancelli. Shot into the glove of Boudreau. That will be covered up. As we're just over 4 minutes into the opening frame. Good chances on both sides to start things off. Still scoreless. So Kings are stuck in the middle of the pack, trying to keep pace in the U16 AAA League. A very competitive season this year. The Provincials will be a shot tipped there. Rebound, scores! Or no! Waved off right away. Whistle blew. Rebound was put in on the backhand, but an early whistle. No rebuttal from Greg Riley, the head coach on the Kings side, so they'll drop the puck outside the zone. Must have been an early whistle, so still scoreless as here's Amaro. Chisholm looking for on the wall as he gets pinned to the boards, comes free for Amaro. He'll play it back inside his own zone. Amaro trying to get by the forecheck of Will Chamberlain, not Wilt, as Chamberlain off the boards. Kings have it, but it's going to be picked off and sent towards the Kings zone. Thunderbirds regain possession. Pass ahead is going to be picked off by Grancelli. Grancelli will send it in deep. Landry looking for the puck. His Price will play out the boards. Sent through the middle as McNaughton drops it off. Pass for Martin Carroll. Got poked off the puck. Here comes Fraser the other way. Fraser will lead the rush for the Kings. Finds Romaine. Romaine, as the Kings might have been offside there, but they play on. Here's Chisholm. This will have the puck bounce over his stick. Sent up ahead by Steves. It's going to be kept in by Romaine. Romaine down the wall finds Chisholm. Chisholm will play it to the middle for Lemoyne. Lemoyne makes a toe drag move. Will across the ice, was going to be easily picked off as defender falls down. Chance for Steves. Steves breaks it wide, sent in deep looking for McNaughton, but Corkum there first to get the puck back for the Kings. Corkum across the ice, picked off by Steves for a moment, but turned over. Here's Fraser, shot into the glove of Boudreau. Fraser sure can shoot that puck. You give him time and space, and he's more than likely going to put one past the goaltender, but in this case, Boudreau makes the save with the glove. 5.5 minutes into this first period. Both goalies have been perfect so far. Scoreless in Moncton. Puck is dropped. One back for Blais. Blais will go up the boards looking for O'Connor. O'Connor will chip it ahead. Might be a 2-on-1. Matthews has it. Matthews and Mazarod. Matthews puts the brakes on, makes a move towards the goal, but poked off by Romaine. That was a good job from the Kings to get back on the defensive side of the puck there after the turnover. That's going to be played in deep. Fraser gets tangled up from Mazarod. Puck comes free for Romaine up ahead. Looking for Neufeld, who couldn't handle it cleanly. It's going to be sent back in deep. Here's a chance. O'Connor towards the goal as Mazarod couldn't accept the pass cleanly. Chance the other way. Might be a 3-on-2 as Fraser will lead the rush. Fraser trying to chick it wide. Will chip it into the zone. As Neufeld looking to center it. Lemoyne had that bounce over him. Puck comes free. Here is Weston at the goal line. Weston trying to go through the legs of Mazarod, but he'll get sticked off the puck. As here is O'Connor. Try to clear. Picked off by Lemoyne, who's covering for a defenseman. Lemoyne trying to split the defense in neutral ice. Puck comes free. Here's Neufeld. Plays it back for Siderik. Over to Weston. Weston up ahead finds Lemoyne and will backhand one into the zone. Picked off by Blais. Here is Elliot Blais. Makes a nice escape move by the forecheck. Able to make a pass up ahead, but it's going to be whistled down. Too many men on the ice is the signal from the linesman. 6 fingers up. Not sure who it's going toward. Looks like it'll be against Moncton. So a bench minor for James Sanford and company. Kings with the first look on the power play here this afternoon. Mason Cole will take the face-off, but he's lined up at the wrong dot. Cole against Chamberlain. So Cole, Romaine, Slavuta, Corkum, and Lemoyne out there with his power play. It's going to be one back for Corkum. Corkum will switch spots with Lemoyne. Played up top. Here is Slavuta over to Lemoyne, who can handle it cleanly. Puck on the street for Romaine behind the net. Romaine up top finds Corkum. Corkum, the top of the zone, will kind of get tangled up there with his own teammates. So that's going to be offside. Miscommunication there from the Kings to the blue line. Tough situation for them. Just a one-day road trip up here to Moncton, there and back, and they're expecting weather to be bad on the way back home. So that's got to be in the back of their mind. Well, maybe not. Maybe their parents more so, but still a tough schedule. Play at home all the way back in Sackville, Nova Scotia yesterday, and they got to make the trip up to Moncton for a 1 p.m. start. It's about a 2.5-hour drive from Sackville. As here is Cole. Cole had a shot go through the screen, sails over the net. As rebound came loose in front over the stick. There is a chance, but it's going to be whistled down off the hand pass. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock. 12:34 to go. 1:21 to go on the bench minor to the Thunderbirds. Kings and Thunderbirds playing here in Moncton at the Greenfoot Energy Fourplex, formerly known as the Superior Propane Center. Puck is dropped. Peters looking to clear. As that will be corralled back by Ethan Lemoyne. It was a wind back in his own zone. Lemoyne drops it off for Cole. Mason Cole will take it in wide, enters his zone. Cole still has the puck. He'll take it towards the goal, but he will wrap it through instead. He had a good look there, but he didn't shoot it. Here is Cole. Over across for Lemoyne. Lemoyne back up top for Corkum, who just paints the line. Here's Lemoyne from space. Lemoyne trying to toe drag his way through, but poked off the puck. Cole will recollect. 48 seconds to go in the power play. Played down low. Here's Slavuta. Slavuta back up top for Cole. Cole over across finds Corkum. Corkum will walk his way through the blue line, but it's going to be picked off. Chance of the way. Might be a step for Nicholson. Nicholson shorthanded. Will take it in the corner. Has 3 Kings on him as his teammates are changing, so he'll get chipped to the puck quickly. As here is Lemoyne. He'll slow things down with 20 seconds to go on the man advantage here in Moncton. As Lemoyne will drop it off for Weston. Weston back for Lemoyne, but he's going for the bench, so he couldn't accept the pass. So O'Connor will take over for the Thunderbirds, plays it back for Nicholson. That's going to be attempted to be cleared. Cousins there at the line trying to send it back inside the zone. 3 seconds to go on the power play. A chance in front of the turnover. Saunders with the glove once again as he poke checked the puck as it came loose for a breakaway and it ended up in his glove for the save. So Saunders, only a couple shots faced so far, but they've been great opportunities off of turnovers and breakaways. 11:10 to go. We're back to 5-on-5. Face off inside the King zone. Linesman on the far blue line will kick out Fortin and send in Mazeral for the draw. Puck hits the ice. One back. Here's a chance for Terrio. That's going to hit a stick in front and go off the pad and wide. Another good look for the Thunderbirds. They come into this game in second to last place, but a very competitive U16 AAA league this season. No matter who you're playing, it's always going to be a tough battle. These Thunderbirds defeated the Basin Armada in the Ice Jam last week, proving that they can hang around with any team. As Lively against Fortin and neutral ice right in front of the Kings bench. They'll drop the puck. It's going to be one back, but picked off. Here's Grancelli. Grancelli trying to get by the defender. Will play it in the corner. So we're approaching the halfway mark of the first. Here's Mazachal looking to clear. Kept in the line by Weston. Play to the corner. Here is Chisholm. Chisholm's supposed to let a shot go, looking for the roof job there, but it's going to go off the side of the net. Chisholm has the puck, looking to center it. It's going to be picked off by Theriault. Up for Mazachal. There is Mazachal on the backhand. Puts the brakes on, looking for a trailer. Pass across over the stick of Fontaine. So wind one towards the goal through the crease. Looking to clear the Kings. Kept in by O'Shea at the blue line for a moment. Battle ensues. That will escape the zone. That's going to be played back and offside as the whistle. Another neutral zone draw coming up in front of the bench of Greg Riley, head coach, in his third season behind the bench for the Kings. Chamberlain against Jordan Jackman for the face-off. Jackman, a second-year forward for the Kings. He won back for Landry. He'll go D to D and send in deep by Price. Amaro will take the hop, as that was nearly put into an own goal. Funny hops off the boards here at the Greenfoot Energy Center, or fourplex rather. Nearly ended up being an own goal there. Here comes Jackman the other way. Jackman shot, will got the blocker. Rebound there. Let's get cleared away in the corner. LeBlanc looking for it. Cycled back in deep. Jackman gets tangled up. Puck comes free in the wall. LeBlanc makes a few moves. Plays it down low for Thompson. Back for LeBlanc on the half wall. LeBlanc up top. Here's a one-timer from Glover. That's going to sail over the net. As we're past the halfway mark of the first. No score here in Moncton. Here's Chamberlain. Chamberlain trying to enter the zone. Gets hit off the puck. Thompson had that come free. Here's Jackman the other way. Jackman will play it into the corner. Him and LeBlanc on the forecheck against Price. Jackman wins the battle up top for Amaro. Amaro will walk towards the middle on the blue line, makes a move. Amaro in deep. Has it on his backhand, using his body to protect the puck. Amaro puts the brakes on behind that centering pass. That's going to be off his stick and sent the other way now. Thunderbirds might have an odd man rush, and they will. Here is Cousins. Cousins has good defense by Glover. Comes free with a chance. His puck bounced through the crease. It's another centering pass. Mazahud, forehand, backhand. That's going to be poked off of his stick. Play to the point. Here's a shot from distance blocked by LeBlanc. Amaro will play it back in his own zone. Thompson looking to collect and clear. That's a shoulder check before taking the puck, but intercepted. Here is Steves for Moncton. Steves behind the net looking for a lane. He'll cycle it in deep as Theriault off the bench will collect it. Back out there with Mazachal. Mazachal has the puck in the corner. Played up the wall as Steves pinching in. Puck stays inside the zone. Here's Theriault. Loses it. Comes straight for Jackman, who's been out there for a while for the Kings. Jackman will get the line and send it in deep. That's going to be an icing call, so he cannot change. So all five Kings forced to stay out there off the icing. Good chance for the Thunderbirds to try and capitalize off some tired bodies. Jackman was out there for, I'd say, about a 2-minute shift or so. 8:24 to go in the opening frame. Moncton with some good looks so far. Kings, good chances as well, but still no score here on a Sunday afternoon in New Brunswick. See one back. Here is Theriault, makes a move. It's going to come free for Jackman. Jackman, who's dead tired right now, looking to clear the zone. He will, as Thompson will retreat, head to the bench for a change on the forecheck. Moncton, a lot of time and space with the puck now. Is this going to be played up ahead? Here is Theriault, makes a move towards the goal. It's going to be poke checked from Romaine. Lance will play it back in deep. Romaine trying to play it up ahead. Mazachal finds it. Mazachal, top scorer for Moncton this year, is tangled up with Corkum. Corkum plays it in the wall, comes free for Culp. It's going to take off a funny hop off the side of the net and come free. There's a chance for Theriault. Fanned on it, as that will make its way to the blue line. That will escape the zone. Peters can hold the line. Poked up ahead. Slavuta might have a step, but he's going to get taken down on the partial breakaway. Let's see what the call is here. Hooking is the signal. So back to the power play go the Kings. 0 for 1 so far this afternoon. So Theriault with 18 points in the season, and Mazachal with 17, so they're two top scorers. I said Mazachal was their top scorer, but I guess he's technically second. As here is Weston on the power play for the Kings over to Jackman on the half wall, leaves it for Thompson. Back up top for Weston. Cross. Here's Amaro. quick puck moving here from the Kings power play. Here's a pass in front for Frazier. Frazier on the half wall. Will take it towards the blue line. Drops it off for Amaro. Amaro will walk in. Plays it down low. Pass in front. Off the give and go. One-timer for Amaro. Save with a blocker from Cohen Boudreau. Play to the point. Here is Weston. Weston over for Amaro. Trying to go skate to stick, but he couldn't get in his wheelhouse. Played back in deep. Here is Thompson. Over to Jackman. Jackman on the half wall. Fakes one way. Goes up top for Weston. Weston will walk in and shoot one low off the pad of Boudreau. This is Jackman on the half wall. Jackman takes it to the middle. Jackman drops it off for Frazier. Frazier will walk in and shoot one, looking for the tip in front. Rebound. Played to the corner by Thompson. Up ahead for Frazier. Frazier on the left boards. Holds on to the puck in the slot. Frazier winding his way through the zone. Looking for a lane. Has it in the corner. Pass in front, looking for Jackman, who had a good look there at the net, but he had that roll over his stick. As here's Thompson. Back for Jackman. Jackman up top for Weston. Weston will put a pump fake on and eventually shoot one blocked in front as rebound cleared away, but kept in by Amaro. Good sustained zone pressure from the Kings so far in this power play. Here is Amaro. Amaro winding his way around the zone. Pass over, looking for Frazier off a stick, but finds number 12 in black. Sent towards the goal. Tipped just wide by Thompson. Here's Jackman. Jackman up top for Weston. Weston will wind his way to the middle. Back for Jackman. Jackman shot through the screen. Blocked it away from Boudreau. His rebound cleared to the opposite wall. Kept in. As here's Amaro towards the goal. It's going to go off a skate. Rebound is in the equipment, I believe. It comes free for Martin Carroll. Chance to clear for Moncton, and they will. So a minute and 55 of that power play was inside the Thunderbird zone, but it's still scoreless as we're back to 5-on-5. With 5.5 to go in the opening frame. Weston will play it back for Romaine. Puck finds Neufeld. Neufeld will chip it back into the zone. Puck comes free. Grancelli on the forecheck. Steves finds it for Moncton. Neufeld behind the net, looking for an option. Neufeld pass in front will go off the stick of the goaltender. Puck bouncing for Romaine. Romaine as Corcoran plays it in deep. Pass over across. Intercepted by Moncton. Played up ahead looking for Matthews, and that will be no icing according to the linesman as Romaine can make the play on the wall. Good forecheck by Moncton. Frees up the puck. Grancelli up the boards as that's going to find Romaine, and he'll get taken down. No call on the play. As that will be sent back inside the King zone. Here is Grancelli looking for the loose puck, but Moncton gets there first. Play to the line, but that will go through everybody and escape the zone. Steves back to retrieve it. As he'll ditch it off in the blue line for Price. Back for Steves. Steves sent inside the King zone as Romaine back to retrieve it. Romaine looking to clear. Kept in by Fortin. As he'll take a hit on the boards. Another chance to clear. As here comes Chisholm. Chisholm with Grancelli. Trying to dangle his way through the defender. So he'll get hit off the puck by Blais. Chisholm still has possession. Drops it off. As here comes Corcoran pinching in. Corcoran puts the brakes on the half wall. Corcoran's shot will be gloved down from Boudreau, and he'll cut up his own rebound. With 4:06 to go. Puck is dropped. One back. Here is Weston. Weston backhander fan down, but his second chance is sent towards the goal. That's going to be covered up. .358 to go. Off the quick whistle off the face-off. Puck is dropped. Moncton looking to clear. Sent up ahead from Cousins. Cousins. Pass up ahead. Finds Fortin. Here's a shot from distance. Glove down. Rebound came loose off the glove of Saunders. But that'll be cleared away by the Kings. Chisholm looking to get the puck out. That's going to escape the zone. Here comes Lemoyne. Might be a 3-on-1. Lemoyne, LeBlanc, Chisholm. Here is LeBlanc back for Lemoyne, but that's off escape. Secondary opportunity sent towards the net, but cleared away by Blais. Good back check from the Thunderbirds there. Prevents the opening goal. Here is Chisholm. Behind the net in the O-zone. Has the puck. Played up top. Weston corrals it. Sent over. Finds Siderik. Siderik will play it back in deep. Chisholm looking for the loose puck. It's tangled up with Landry. It's going to be played back for Landry. Landry will get hit into the boards. Sidoruk gets tangled up, couldn't hold the zone. Weston back to retrieve it. Inside the last 3 minutes here in the first. Here is Lemoyne. Lemoyne will take a hit by Cousins in neutral ice. As puck will be sent inside the Kings zone. Sidoruk back to retrieve it. Sidoruk loses the puck. Puck will be deflected out of midair from Theriot. Here's Lance. Lance up ahead for Theriot as Mazarod in front. Theriot pass for Mazarod, who was all alone, but he found it a one-timer. Might have been a stick that caught that one on the way through. That's going to be sent down, but Cole beats out the icing. Centering pass. A sneaky pass from Cole comes free. Sidoruk pinching through. Puck is bouncing. That will be collected by Moncton. 2:15 to go in the opening period. Still scoreless. Here's Slavuta. Puck bouncing for him. Sent towards the goal, but picked off. And here come the Thunderbirds, but good stick from Glover on neutral ice as they'll play it back inside the Thunderbird zone. DDD pass. Here's Steves. Up the middle. That's going to be gloved down. Lance looking for the bounce. That's going to be sent the other way. Amaro will enter the zone, but it's going to be offside the line. And hit after the whistle. Amaro will be escorted out of the scrum. Just inside the final 2 minutes here in the opening frame. So they'll drop the puck right in front of the Thunderbirds bench. Jackman will win it back as Amaro plays it inside the zone. Landry back to retrieve it, loses it for Thompson on the forecheck. Thompson against Landry. Landry gets the puck back and plays out the boards for Martin Carroll. It's a look to clear. It's going to be stood up at the line by Amaro, sent back in deep as Thompson loses it for Price on the defensive side. Played up ahead. There's Jackman. Jackman up for Amaro, who'll be able to hold it inside the zone, but eventually cleared away by Moncton. 1:20 to go. Here is Glover. Glover looking to clear. Played up ahead for Jackman. Jordan Jackman will slow things down. Played up ahead, picked off by Price, who came pinching through. Amaro will collect in his own zone. DDD pass over to Glover. 1 minute to go in the first period. LeBlanc can handle the pass. Sent up ahead by Moncton, picked off by Jackman. Here comes Jordan Jackman. Nice move towards the net. That's going to be defended off of his stick. Amaro will play it inside the zone. Here's Amaro. Will try and roof it over the shoulder, but save from Boudreau. 40 seconds to go in the frame. As LeBlanc couldn't hold the line, that'll be sent down. Last man back is Romaine for the Kings. He'll collect it. Romaine over to Amaro. Amaro through the middle, finds Frazier off the bench. 26 seconds. Frazier from distance, that'll be gloved down and covered up. With 23 seconds on the clock. Face-off will be inside the Moncton zone. Puck is dropped. Here is Blais. Blais up ahead. O'Connor will chip it out. Frazier finds a neutral ice. 15 seconds to go. It's going to be cleared back in deep. Blais has it behind the net. Up for Steves. Steves has been picked off by Romaine. 7 seconds. There's a pass across. Neufeld can handle it. As last second chance here. That's going to be played neutral ice, and that's going to do it for the opening frame. No scoring to report, just the 2 penalties. Kings 0 for 2 in the power play. We'll take a quick break. You're tuned to High Button Sports coverage of the Nova Scotia U16 AAA Hockey League here in Moncton, New Brunswick. Thunderbirds and Kings deadlocked at zeros after the first frame. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back to Moncton here. It's the Thunderbirds hosting the Kings. U16 AAA action here on High Button Sports. Live with the Greenfoot Energy Fourplex. It's 0-0 after the first period. Only thing to report was 2 penalties on the Thunderbird side. Kings went 0 for 2 in the power play. Had some good looks, but weren't able to solve the goaltender Cohen Boudreau, number 33 on white tonight for Moncton. Take a look at the standings once again. So the Rebels are up 7-0 right now over the Fundy Thunder. So Rebels 1 point behind the Kings in the standings. So if they get the 2 points, which they probably will, they'll move ahead. Kings with a win here would stay ahead, obviously, but it's currently a tie game as the Thunderbirds with 10 points sit 1 point ahead of the Voyagers for second last. Dukes at 38 points. They lost to the Armada earlier on, so Armada up to 35 points. So things tidying up down the stretch towards playoffs. We still have about a month left of hockey in the regular season. Second period about to get underway. Opening faceoff will be Lively against Will Chamberlain. And we are underway. That's going to be played inside the Moncton zone. Looking to clear. That will make its way down the ice. Puck is going to be no icing on the play. Is able to out-hustle the icing call with the Thunderbirds, but quickly sent the other direction by the Kings. They can't clear it. Siderick back to retrieve it. Played over for Weston and couldn't find it in time. Kept in by Blais for the Thunderbirds. As McNaughton will hit his man on the forecheck. That was Siderick. Comes free for the Kings. Here is Lively trying to play it up ahead, but poked off by Blais. Puck is bouncing neutral ice for Grancelli, who will cycle it back in deep. Moncton recollects. Here's Blais looking to clear, but forecheck will free up the puck is a pad save from Boudreau. As Case and Lively let a one-timer go as the puck was freed up. Off for the good forecheck from the Kings. This here is Weston. Will float one through the middle of the ice, picked off by Blais, who's been out there for the entire first minute of this period. Here is Siderick, loses the puck. As the wet icing effect here in the early goings will kind of stick that puck to the ice. That's going to be played up ahead, but nobody there to collect it for the Thunderbirds. As Blais will once again collect the puck and send it in deep and go for a change. The long change in effect here in the middle frame. That is always a factor. That's going to be played outside the zone. Price will throw it back inside the Kings' end. Siderick has the puck for the Kings. Number 5 in black will start the rush. Siderick finds Neufeld that will hop over his backhand and inside the zone. Price against Neufeld for the loose puck as Price will hit his man in the wall. Puck comes free as that takes a hop off the entrance in the corner. It's going to be played for Nicholson. Nicholson up ahead. Finds Price. Will toe drag by Frazier, but Frazier will recollect out the turnover. Frazier will shot go on the entry. That's going to be blocked off a shin pad, and that will escape the zone. Amaro will get hit inside the Kings bench by Cousins. That's going to be played up ahead and sent in deep. And that's going to be an icing call against the Thunderbirds, so that will be dropped 200 feet the other way inside their own zone. As Amaro telling his teammates, I got hit with one of your sticks when I got hit into the bench, so keep him inside the bench, please. I don't want to lose an eye. Just paraphrasing there, but it's basically what he said. Culp will take this face off. Looks like getting kicked out there was Fortin. In comes Nicholson trying to shave some time off there. That's going to be cleared towards Glover, and that will go over his stick. No icing on the play. Glover back to retrieve it so Moncton can change off the icing. As here's Mazzachat off the bench, but didn't want to pinch in to get it. As Culp will find Cole. Cole enters his zone on the left side, puts the brakes on, looking for a trailer. Will play it back in deep. As Landry back to retrieve it for Moncton. Landry up for Nicholson. That's going to be a one-time back by Cole, but off a skate. Comes free for Amaro. As Culp let a shot go, shouldered away from Boudreau. Not sure if he knew he made that save. Moncton looking to clear. It's going to be played back in deep. As turned over. Wait for Cole at a pass across, as that's going to be off a stick. Good job to recover with the Thunderbirds there at the turnover. Funny hop will make the puck escape the zone. Amaro will backpedal on his own blue line. With the puck up ahead for Cole. Mason Cole takes it wide. We're 3 minutes into this second period. Still no score. As hit on the wall. Puck comes free. As chance the other way, but good back check from Corkum. Another chance here from the Thunderbirds. Pass in front of a skate. As Theriot looking for the rebound. Puck bouncing for Mazarol. Simon Lancet on the forecheck. Mazarol has it on the net. Has Theriot in front, but that's going to go off a skate on its way through to the goal. Play to the point. There's a point shot. Makes his way through. Rebound! Sailed over the net. Saunders made the first save. Might have got a piece of the second one. It's still scoreless as here comes Slavucha the other way. Slavucha's shot will be directed on net, but Boudreau makes the save and will cover up. You got to tip your cap to the netminder so far in this one, making every save so far. Saunders and Boudreau are both perfect in the early goings of this one. So we're about 4 minutes into the middle frame. Jackman will take the draw inside the Thunderbird zone against Matthews. Puck is dropped. One ahead for Thompson in the O zone. Thompson has it on the net. Will play up top for Jackman. Jackman in the high slot trying to feed over for Corkum, but good stick from the Thunderbirds. Puck comes free. LeBlanc will send it to the corner. This top line for the Kings have had some great sustained zone pressure for Greg Riley and company, as here is Corkum. Plays it down low. Finds Jackman, who'll try to center it for LeBlanc, but that's going to be intercepted by the goaltender and gloved down for the whistle. Past the 4-minute mark of the second period. Still scoreless. No shot clock here on pad A at the Greenfield Energy fourplex, but I'd say they're about even. Definitely even in scoring chances, or close to it, as Matthews couldn't hold the zone, or try to clear rather, as here's Thompson. Thompson have a little trouble with it there, but able to make the play over to Corkum, who has to backpedal in his own corner to collect it. O'Connor on the forecheck. It's going to be played up ahead. Romain will lead the rush for the Kings as they'll chip it inside the zone, but that's going to be no icing. Puck bouncing in the corner. Jackman and Romain looking for it. It's going to come free for Moncton. Looking to clear is Chamberlain. Chamberlain will lead the rush on his backhand, looking to get by the defender. Puck is bouncing the blue line, comes free for O'Connor. O'Connor gets stood up, comes free on the backhand. Rebound, it's Saunders! As the net was coming off, gets a piece of it with the pad. Joseph Saunders, not sure if that would have counted anyway. The net came off, but still did not cross the goal line. What a save from number 31, the second-year goalie for the Kings. We're still scoreless here on pad A. Great look there from the Thunderbirds. There's been back and forth chances, but both goalies have been standing their ground. Face off right in front of the Moncton bench as James Sansford looked on as his team will lose the face off. Lance will recollect it. So Moncton's top line out there, Theriot, Lance, and Mazahal, as Theriot try to break through, but Weston will pick it off. Here's Chisholm. Chisholm trying to clear. Here's Sidoruk. Plays it over, finds Lively. Lively will get poked off the puck, comes free for Blais. Blais has it in his own zone behind the net, trying to get by Mancelli on the forecheck. Here is Theriot, up head for Mazahal. These two have been a bright spot for Moncton, as here's Lance, he'll have his shot blocked. Lance centering pass will be intercepted, as Weston will take over for the Kings. Jaden Weston, the defenseman, pinching up ahead, has the puck, loses it, and the back check comes free. Here's Grancelli, rebounds there, but covered up by Boudreau. Nick Grancelli found the loose puck, at a good look there, but Boudreau keeps it scoreless. .23 remaining in the second period. Kings making the day trip here to Moncton for a afternoon game against the Thunderbirds. Puck is dropped. Here is Frazier over for Amaro. Amaro will cycle it in deep as Mathieu Landry will play it up ahead, takes a hit from Lemoyne. Glover finds Neufeld. Neufeld will cycle it back in deep. Lemoyne looking for it. Comes free for Landry. Amaro takes over as Lemoyne freed up the puck with a hit. This can be sent towards the goal but blocked. Moncton will collect it and take the puck the other way. As here is Nicholson. Nicholson will send it in deep as he enters the zone. Takes a hit from Neufeld. With a pass in front will go off his stick as Glover came back to defend it. Here's Nicholson's shot into the glove of Saunders, who will stop play with the glove. Face off will be to the blocker's side of the Kings goaltender. His second year in the league. Puck is dropped. One ahead. Here comes Slavuta. But good job from Steves to get back on the D side of the puck. Nicholson finds it as no penalty in the play, but Kings bench wanted one there on the back check. Puck comes free inside the Moncton zone, but they turn it over as here's Steves. Will chip it off the glass as it's going to be batted down by Amaro. Amaro will fall down, able to get back on his feet with the puck, but it's going to be played offside. So we approach the 7-minute mark here in the middle frame. Not much separating both benches there, as you can see, just a pane of glass. Just Gallant, the backup goaltender, looking on from the bench. The so valuable backup goalie, you gotta have someone open the door. It's an underrated thing. You gotta have a good door opener. It's a acquired skill. As here's LeBlanc, pass up ahead. Here's Thompson, fanned on it as that puck bounced over his stick. Off a great pass from Jackman. As he has the puck, here is Jordan Jackman. Will hold on to it, take the drop pass as this can be sticked off the puck at the blue line. Here comes Moncton the other way. Cousins up ahead for Steves, but he couldn't handle the puck as he would have been offside if he handled it cleanly. LeBlanc takes a hit and dumps it in. Thompson first on the puck on the forecheck. Thompson, as he'll lose the battle for Steves, up for Cousins. Cousins will try and clear. That will make its way back inside the Kings offensive zone. And Moncton will saucer down the ice. A perfect saucer pass down. That will be an icing call, as that puck was perfectly flat in the air. Made for a cool visual. Moncton can't change off the icing. Kings will send Slavuta, Sidorak, Cole, and Weston for this ozone draw. Tired group of Thunderbirds out there. Fulton will take the face-off. Puck hits the ice. One back for Weston. Weston plays it for Slavuta. Slavuta drags to the goal line. Pass in front. We'll got the skate of Culp. As Weston can't hold the line. Here comes Chamberlain. Chamberlain looking to pass it in front as Cousins was streaking towards the goal, but he couldn't reach the puck. A good area pass there, but just out of the reach. Here comes Culp now. Culp's shot will go off the shin pad and wide. Nearly bounced its way off the post and in, but grazes the iron and stays out. Here is Weston. Shaden Weston up for Cole as he'll try and reach for the puck, but out of his area to receive it as Weston will recollect. DDD pass over to Sidorak. Here's Makar. Sidorak up for Slavuta. Pass for Culp. Culp's shot will go over the shoulder and wide. That's going to be played in neutral ice. Cousins takes a hit from Cole. Cole will find it off the turnover. O'Connor on the forecheck will free up the puck for a moment. Comes free in the corner, looking to clear as Weston. He'll flick it in neutral ice. Can be batted down with a high stick as Cole will touch up, which will negate the high stick. Another area pass will be picked off as Cole found the ricochet as he'll put the brakes on neutral ice. Plays it back for Sidorak. Sidorak over to Weston. As we're 9 minutes into the second period, still no score here in Moncton. Here is Sidorak. The Slavuta will play in deep. Battle ensues with Mazahad for the loose puck in the corner. Mazahad will play it up ahead. Will spin back, takes a bump from Slavuta as he does so. Moncton looking to clear. Glover pinching down. Will keep it inside the zone for a moment. Lively trying to play the hop as Grancelli off the bench will find the neutral ice. Grancelli finds Amaro. Amaro will fake the pass and hold on to it. Chips it up the wall. Puck comes free, so he'll collect his own pass off the wall and send it in deep. O'Shea finds it from Moncton. Looking to clear. That will escape the zone. Amaro once again has the puck. Amaro for Glover. Back for Amaro. The puck is bouncing on Amaro as he had to escape the forecheck. Good job from number 8 and in black to do so. Amaro enters the zone. It's going to be offside the line as we'll let a shot go after the whistle. And that's a big no-no, one of those unwritten rules, as Thunderbirds have a few words for him in the process of doing so. So we're nearly at the halfway mark of the second period, which means we're approaching the halfway mark of the game. 10-11 to go to be exact. Still no score. Kings and Thunderbirds on a Sunday afternoon. Lemoyne against Fortin. Right in front of the Kings bench. Can be one back for Corkum. Corkum will fake one way and then send it in deep the other as he'll take a hit from Fortin. Doing so, here's Lemoyne. Shot the blocker of Boudreau, who came sailing out of his crease to make the save. Here come the Thunderbirds now, 2-on-1. Here's Martin Kerr, will hold on and shoot one. Blocker save from Saunders on the 2-on-1 chance. Back-to-back good looks from both sides. As here's Lemoyne. Shot will go off with a shin pad. Rebound behind the net. Great action, but still scoreless here in Moncton. This pass up ahead will go off the skate of McNaughton. Corkum last man back for the Kings, but Saunders will play it up ahead. Finds Frazier. Great pace of this game so far as Frazier splits the D in his own zone. Frazier will enter the zone through the middle, takes it wide. Frazier will let a shot go looking to fool the goaltender, but that is something that the Kings have not been able to do so far in this game. And neither side, for a matter of fact. That's going to be sent in deep as taking a hit was McNaughton from Corkum in the process. As here is Lemoyne. Will get by the first wave of forecheck and nearly got poked off the puck there as Neufeld will try and collect the pass. It's going to be played in deep. Inside 9 minutes to go. Here come the Thunderbirds now. It's put up ahead by Steves. Steves takes it wide but gets poke-checked by Romaine. It's going to be sent back in deep by Mazahud. Top line back out there for Moncton. Here's Sideruk. Sideruk gets by the forecheck. Will backhand one up the boards for LeBlanc. LeBlanc finds Jackman. Here is Jordan Jackman. Takes it wide. Jackman, the captain, puts the brakes on. So he'll take a hit from Lance as Mazahud and Lance were both ready to sandwich the Kings captain. Battle ensues. LeBlanc finds it. Sent in deep. Thompson loses the puck for a moment as Steves tangles up LeBlanc. Lance and Jackman battling for it. Comes straight for Thompson. Thompson up ahead as he'll play it back into the crowd of players. Finds Sideruk up top. Having his shot blocked. Lance feeling the effects of that one. He's heads right to the bench in anguish. As here's LeBlanc. Up for Thompson. Thompson shot. Stop from Boudreau. As he'll freeze play. Lance still ailing on the Thunderbirds bench. He took a hard shot as he was covering the D as the winger. Might have hit his hand as he's getting a look at on the Thunderbirds bench. He's also getting some praise from his teammates as he'll head back in line to get back into this game. As they'll drop the puck. One back by Moncton in their own zone. Put up the wall. Kept in by Sideruk. Sideruk will play him back in deep as O'Shea was tangled up. Couldn't get to it. Here's Slavuta. Will get hit into the wall. Here's Slavuta. Pass in front for Cole. Will be poked off of his stick. Comes straight for Weston. Fakes the shot. Plays it over for Sideruk. Will try and pass it through, but Cousin intercepted, but he couldn't clear. Here's Sideruk again. Up for Cole. Cole loses it. Moncton finds it as a hit will free up the puck. Put up ahead for Cousins, who will direct it into the zone. That's going to be an icing call. As Cousins was way over the red line, he poked it in the zone, but linesman deemed that it was an icing call. As we're on the Moncton side of the crowd, you can hear their reaction to that one. Clear as day, that was poked into the zone, but they will drop the puck and the Thunderbirds can't change. Linesman not perfect, obviously, but you'd like to see them make the right call in the AAA level. Puck is dropped. Especially in a tight game like this, you want to see the game called fairly and correctly. But we'll play on here. Looks like that will be played in neutral ice. Battle ensues. This here is Chisholm. Chisholm sent back inside the zone. Puck bouncing as O'Shea will look to collect it. O'Shea will poke it into his own corner, looking to get out of the zone. Likely will keep it inside. Here's Grancelli. Grancelli will have his pass go off a stick as Amaro will collect it, gets taken down. No call on the play. So there's your makeup call for Moncton. As here's Glover. Shot from the distance will be redirected wide by O'Shea dangerously. Puck at the line. As Glover gets taken down. Here is Chisholm. Pass for Grancelli. That's going to be poke checked away by Moncton. As they're looking to clear. Sent up ahead. That's going to go off a skid of Glover and down the ice. Cousins, first man back on the forecheck, will reverse his man on the forecheck. Pass up ahead will be picked off. Here's Grancelli. Grancelli might be a 3-on-2, but good back check from Chamberlain. His shot will be covered up by Boudreau. Exactly 6 minutes to go in the second period. We're still scoreless here in Moncton. Great game so far despite the lack of scoring. It's been a goalie show so far. Tight checking. Good back checks. Kings coming off a big win last night against the Vitoes at home. This here is Theriault looking to clear. Played up ahead as O'Connor couldn't play it up for his teammate, but Price will find it, but turned over. As battle ensues for the pucks and he played back in deep. 5.5 to go as Corcoran will collect from his goaltender. Corcoran looking at by Matthews on the forecheck. Played up the boards. Romaine finds Frazier, who couldn't handle it cleanly. Moncton regains possession. As Landry will send it down the ice. Picked up by Corcoran for the Kings. Corcoran up the boards. So that will make its way towards Frazier. Gets tangled up for a moment, but able to make the play, but Lemoyne couldn't find the pass. As Moncton will send it in deep. Theriault gets the last touch. Romaine finds it in his own corner, looking to clear. Sent down the ice, picked up by Landry. Landry will send it back into the corner, so back and forth like a pendulum the puck goes. 5 minutes to go here in the second. Played up for Neufeld. As Price pinching in, keeps it inside the zone. Corcoran against Matthews for the loose puck as he'll get tangled up in the corner. Comes free for O'Connor. Played behind the net. Moncton has it. Shot! Scores! The Thunderbirds leading scorer, Kobe Theriault, gets another one over the shoulder from the goal line. Goes number 7 in white. And Moncton is first on the board here at the Greenfoot Energy Fourplex. Not much room there over the shoulder of Saunders, but Theriault found it. And it is 1-0 for Moncton. It took a beautiful shot to finally beat the goaltender. As the Kings are going to respond, they'll send their top line out there. Jackman will send it in deep. Good forecheck from the Thunderbirds, free up the puck. And made for a goal from the goal line from Theriault. As he adds to his team lead in points. Here's LeBlanc. Shot will go wide, looking to get it right back for the Kings, but will just go past the post and left of the net. As here, the chance for Moncton to clear. It's going to be played outside the zone. Weston back to retrieve it. 4 minutes to go in the second. Moncton just broke the ice late in the period. Martin Carroll gets tangled up, can't escape the zone. Shot from distance will be saved by Boudreau. Rebound cleared away as Jackman will recollect, but picked off by McNaughton. McNaughton looking to clear as they'll get over the blue line. It's a big collision at center ice. Weston came pinching through to finish his hit on McNaughton, who had his head down. As here's Amaro. Thompson plays it ahead for Cole. Cole will take it wide. Here is Mason Cole. Shot will go off the side of the net. As puck bouncing for O'Shea. Comes free for Weston on the forecheck. Weston behind the goal line. The Kings defender looking at the puck loose. That's going to be played to the neutral ice. Slavuta will bat out of midair of his hands. Slavuta will take it behind his own net. 3 minutes to go here in the second period. Kings down by a goal. As here is Slavuta. Plays it off for Cole. We'll send it in deep. And on the forecheck is Culp. He gets to the puck first, but he'll turn it over for Theriault. Right back out there as Mazarol plays it into the corner. Mazahal. And the forecheck is tangled up by Amaro. As he'll collect the possession for the Kings, but quickly turns it over. Here is Mazahal. Down low for Theriot. Theriot up top. Here's a shot from O'Shea. That was to make its way on goal. Rebound was there, but unable to finish that one off was Lance, who's back out there after blocking that shot earlier on. As Culp gloves it down, but it can't maintain possession. Here come the Thunderbirds. Theriot trying to get by Glover, but Glover, good job on the defensive side. Puck comes free as here's O'Shea. O'Shea over to Cousins. Cousins shot blocked by Amaro. Good job there from number 8 to get his body in front of that one. Here comes Cole. Plays it over, finds Slavuta. Slavuta back for the middle, finds Culp. Culp shot blocked by Blais as he'll clear it out of the zone. As Theriot fanned on it, plays it back. There's O'Shea. O'Shea back for Theriot, who will play it inside the Kings zone. Inside 2 minutes to go in the second period. As here is Corkum, played up ahead. Chisholm will bat it inside the zone. Blais will send it right back through the middle. Puck bouncing neutral ice. Sent inside the zone by Chamberlain. 1.5 to go. Puck on the wall. Chisholm looking to clear. Good forecheck once again from Moncton. Will keep it inside the O zone. Let's hear Corkum. Corkum will play it up ahead. Finds Grancelli. Grancelli enters the zone to the middle. Makes a move. Will play on his forehand. Into the corner. Up top for Corkum. Corkum will let a shot go looking for the tip low. Comes free from Grancelli behind the net. Grancelli will make a few moves. Gets taken down. Gets pancaked in the wall. An extra shove will be a penalty. With 1 minute to go. Original hit was fine, but extra cross check from O'Shea will be penalized as roughing is the signal. Grancelli was stapled into the wall from big number 19 in white. Original hit was deemed clean, but O'Shea gave Grancelli an extra whack at the end. As he'll take a quick break in a conversation with the trainer on the Kings bench. So Kings power play back out there. They're 0 for 2 so far this afternoon. 1 minute to go in the period. 2 minutes for roughing. So if they don't score, this period or this power play will extend into the third period. There is Corkum over to Lemoyne. Ethan Lemoyne, number 92, will play it over cross for Slavuta. Slavuta on the half wall, back up top for Lemoyne. Shot through the screen with the glove down. Rebound, cleared away. Cole collects it on the half wall. Cole up for Corkum. Corkum shot low off the pad of Boudreau. Here's Slavuta. 35 seconds to go in the period. Pass over for Cole will go over his stick. Here is Mason Cole. Up for the line for Lemoyne. Lemoyne's shot will go well wide. Inside 30 seconds to go. Here is Corkum. Corkum will walk the blue. Finds Lemoyne. Lemoyne shot off the pad. Rebound! As Slavuta couldn't finish it off. He was tangled up off the rebound chance. Here's Lemoyne. 13 seconds. Over to Slavuta. Here's Cole. Shot will be stopped from Boudreau. 8 seconds now. 7. Here's Slavuta in the corner. 5 seconds now. It's a backhand towards the net. Will sail wide. 2 seconds to go. One last chance for the buzzer, and that's going to do it for the period. So Moncton has a 1-goal lead heading into the third period. Zamboni back on the ice. The Kings will start the final frame up a man. But for now, we'll take a break up here in the booth. You're tuned to High Bun Sports. Our coverage of the Nova Scotia U16 AAA Hockey League here in Moncton will continue after the break. Welcome back inside the Greenfoot Energy 4-pad. It's the Thunderbirds who are up 1-0 heading in the third period. It was Covey Theriault with the lone marker in this one so far. Both goalies have been excellent. And it's 40 minutes deep into this game. Saunders for the Kings and Cohen Boudreau for Moncton. One last look at the standings heading into today. So the Rebels beat the Thunder, so they will be at 30 points. It says 28 there, but that is not updated. So they are currently ahead of the Kings for 5th place. Armada jumped over the Highlanders to head into the 3rd place as the Armada beat the 1st place Dukes over in Eastern PEI. Kings looking to stay ahead of the Rebels, but they need to come back here in the 3rd in order to do so. The Kings will start the final frame up a man for 1 minute as the Thunderbirds took a penalty with 1 minute to go in the 2nd period. So fresh ice for this power play. That's going to be immediately cleared down the ice as Amaro, Weston, Jackman, Thompson, and Frazier out there for this power play for the Kings to start off the final frame. Here's the captain, Jackman. Will enter the zone. Takes it wide. Jackman puts the brakes on. Takes it to the top of the zone. Jackman switches spots with Weston. Jackman on the half wall now up top for Weston. Weston over to Amaro. Amaro finds Frazier. More quick puck movement from the Kings on this power play. Here's a shot from Frazier. Will go off a shimp out of O'Connor. 20 seconds to go in the power play. Here is Weston as they'll be able to hold it inside the zone briefly. Or nearly, I guess you can say. Here is Frazier. Frazier shot at the post. Looking to fool the goaltenders. Rebounds right there in the blue paint, but cleared away. Here is Frazier. Over to Amaro. Penalty expiring. Frazier at the top of the zone. Will let a shot go. Rebound play off the wall. But that will be kept in as Frazier. Another chance at the point. Rebound scores. Matthew Thompson slips it 5-hole just as the penalty was expiring. And the Kings have evened things up early in the 3rd. Thompson was all alone in front. Goes through the legs of Boudreau. And we are all square once again here in Moncton. 1 minute and 6 seconds into the 3rd period was the time of the marker. As Romaine will find Corkum inside the Kings zone. Up ahead for Cole. Cole will play it along the wall inside the Moncton zone. Puck is bouncing. Lance going to clear. Kept in by Slavuta. So Thompson, unassisted marker, is the equalizer. As here is Mazaral. Enters the zone. Mazaral looking for Theriault. Theriault gets poked out the puck in the slot, but he'll recollect it instead of back in deep. Romaine back to retrieve it. It's a 1-1 game here in Moncton. Kings just tied it on the power play to start the period off. Or actually, it was 5-on-5, but as the power play was expiring, they got the equalizer. So an even strength goal. Kings are 0 for 3 in the power play this afternoon. Here is Cole. Cole trying to take it wide. Can't get by Black. Comes free for Culp, but poked off the puck by O'Shea. So he'll play it up ahead looking for Theriault. That will hop over his stick. Corkum back to recollect for the Kings. Corkum gets by O'Shea with an escape move. Up ahead for Cole. Leaves it for Culp off the bounce, off the boards. As that's going to be sent in on goal. Boudreau will cover things up. 1-1 here in Moncton. It took 36 minutes to get the first goal in this game. But now it is tied at once here in the 3rd. Face off inside the Moncton zone. Lively will attempt to take it, but it looks like Chamberlain, his opposition on the dot, will get kicked out. In comes McNaughton. Puck is dropped. One back to the point. Here's Weston. Weston will play to the boards for Grancelli. Grancelli will leisurely pass it down low, intercepted. Here comes Moncton. As McNaughton will play it towards the zone as he takes a hit in the process. Weston trying to escape the forecheck of the Thunderbirds. That's how they scored their only goal, Moncton, off the turnover. That's going to be played out of play. 17-17 left to go in the third. It's tied at ones. Chamberlain against Lively once again. This time inside the King zone to the glove side of Saunders. As Lively gets kicked out this time, in comes Weston, the defenseman, who loses the draw. Here's a shot from the point, goes wide as Mathieu Landry was looking to get the goal through the screen, but it's still 1-1. Puck is bouncing. Played ahead by Grancelli. Here come the Kings. Grancelli will take it wide, gets poked off the puck by Price. Puck bouncing for Grancelli. Up the boards, finds Sidoruk at the blue line. Sidoruk will let a shot go through the screen. Rebound is there. Here's Grancelli. Will sail wide of the net. Might have hit a body in front. Still 1-1. Puck in the corner. Up for Sidoruk at the blue line once again. Sidoruk's shot will be blocked by Chamberlain. Rebound pops free off the wall, but sent to the corner. Here is Chisholm. Chisholm's shot will sail over the net. Sidoruk there to hold the line as it came loose on the opposite side. That will eventually escape the zone. Foot race for the puck. Weston has McNaughton in the forward check, but Weston able to stave off him. Played up ahead of that will be out of the reach of Corkum. That will be an icing call against the Kings, who can't change. They'll drop the puck 200 feet the other way inside Joseph Saunders' zone. Kings making the day trip up here to Moncton. They'll head right back home. They beat the St. John Vitoes in Sackville, Nova Scotia yesterday. A big win at home. 3-2 was the final score. Vitoes were maintaining that first position for a while, but they've kind of been a little inconsistent as of late, so teams have been able to catch up, but the Dukes are currently in first place. Dukes lost to the Armada this morning, but they beat the Armada yesterday in Charlottetown, so those points kind of even each other out. Both teams got a win on the weekend set in Eastern PEI. Big win for the Kings over the Vitoes on Saturday, which is yesterday. Moncton last played on this very ice sheet on Friday against the Western Rebels. They lost that game as Lively will send it in deep. It's going to be picked off by Moncton. Here is Steves. Steves will play it over across for Landry. Pass the middle looking for Matthews. That will hop over his stick. Lemoyne back to retrieve it. Lemoyne over to Corkum. Corkum will try and spin off the forecheck as he circles back in his own zone. Corkum up ahead for Amaro. Here's the veteran defenseman, number 8, Amaro. That's Jacob Amaro. Takes it wide. Amaro still has it. Pass towards the goal. Boudreau fights it off. Rebound, scores. Frazier got the last touch. Took a few hops on the way through. But the Kings have taken the lead. It was Jacob Amaro who started the rush. Sent the puck towards the goal. Off the stick of Frazier. Took another bounce on its way into the back of the net. But either way, it is a 2-1 score for the Kings, who have scored 2 goals in the first 5 minutes of this third period after going scoreless through the first 2 frames. As Romaine up by Glover finds Neufeld. So 2-1's your score. Frazier from Amaro. Play to the line. Here's Romaine. Shot will be covered up by Boudreau. As we just passed the 5-minute mark here in the third. Moncton entered the period up a goal. They're now down 2-1. Lemoyne in for the draw in the O-zone against Will Chamberlain. Puck is dropped. One back. Here is O'Shea for the Thunderbirds. O'Shea up for O'Connor, who can handle it cleanly, but comes free for Cousins. Cousins was into the zone. Moncton all of a sudden looking to tie the game up here in the third period, as it's going to be sent up ahead. Here comes Frazier, the most recent goal scorer in this game. Will get hit off the puck by O'Shea. Comes free in the corner. Centering pass off his skate. Here's Lemoyne behind the net. Ethan Lemoyne loses the puck as Frazier finds it. Frazier looking to center it. Will be picked off by Blay. Puck comes free. Here comes Moncton now with numbers. Sent up ahead looking for Chamberlain, but that will be out of his reach. Romain will get there first. Going to clear, but good forecheck will free up the puck. Moncton, a hard, heavy team. Puck comes free. Here's a pass in front looking for Cousins. Save made from Saunders. Rebound sent off the post. That one stays out nearly. As looking to clear is Frazier. That will be sent down the ice. As that will not be enough for icing. So a perfect clear from Frazier outside of his own zone. Teammates able to change. That's going to be sent up down the ice. Played by Saunders. He finds Sidoruk. Here's Makar. Sidoruk gets by the forecheck with the escape move using his net. Put up ahead. Finds Jackman. Makes the move. Has the puck. Might be a 3-on-2. Jackman shot towards the goal from Thompson off the pass. Puck stays inside. Here is Jackman centering pass looking for LeBlanc. Couldn't handle it cleanly. Here comes Moncton. Up ahead. Finds Theriault. The only goal for Moncton in this game is number 7. Theriault loses it. Here comes Weston. Leaves it for Thompson. Here come the Kings. Thompson up for Jackman. Back for Thompson. Whipped on it. Rebound. That's going to be covered up by Boudreau. Good look from the Kings top line in transition. They nearly made it a 3-1 score, but couldn't capitalize. Boudreau covers it up. Face off inside the Moncton zone. Puck dropped. One to the point. Here is Amaro over to Corkum. Corkum will send it in deep. Puck in behind the net. That's going to be cleared by Moncton, and that will be no icing. Deems the linesman. Here's Amaro. Amaro up for Cole. Cole loses it. Good forecheck once again by Moncton. Here's a pass in front as Theriault was tangled up. Couldn't accept the feed, and that's to be sent on net. Off a secondary opportunity from Landry, but that will go wide. Here is Theriault looking for the puck from Mazarol as puck finds Lance. Lance loses it as here comes Cole. Cole gets by Price, but going to back him up was Landry. Sent up ahead as Lance will take a head as he dumped it in. 12:20 to go here in the third. Moncton looking to tie the game. They're in on the forecheck. There's a centering pass, intercepted by Corkum. Put up ahead for Slavuta. Might be a 2-on-1. Slavuta and Cole. Slavuta over to Cole. Cole couldn't handle it cleanly. Another chance as he collected out of the corner and sent it off the side of the net, and that will stay out. Puck will be flicked out of the zone, and that will make its way on the stick of Glover, who will find Cole. Neutral ice. Cole up for Slavuta. Slavuta drives to the middle. Shot will go off a stick and out of play. So we approach the halfway mark of the third. Likely will take the face-off inside the Thunderbird zone. So drop the puck. One back here. The shot from Grancelli was blocked. Looking for it is Likely in the corner. Likely, Chisholm, and Grancelli out there for the Kings. He's going to play out the wall. Looking for it is McNaughton, but he couldn't get to it in time. Moncton regains possession. Looking to clear is Peters. So he'll send it up the wall, but that will make its way out of the zone. Sent back to neutral ice, but picked off. Here comes Fortin. Fortin's shot will go wide of the net. Puck on the wall. Fortin, pass in front. Here's Martin Carroll's shot will go off the skate. Rebound, played up ahead. The puck is bouncing in the circle. Is able to corral it was Corcoran, but he gets hit off the puck, but there to back him up was Likely as he'll find Chisholm. There is Chisholm 3-on-2 with Grancelli and Likely. Drops it off. Here's Likely's shot. Will be redirected, but saved from Boudreau. It's rebound behind the net. Puck bouncing. Peters looking to clear for Moncton. He's going to put up the boards. Martin Carroll has it. Martin Carroll battling with Glover. Comes free for Grancelli in the O-zone. Played up ahead, but picked off by Moncton, and they'll send it up the ice. Here comes McNaughton. McNaughton will get the red line. Takes a hit from Romaine as he separates the player from the puck. Put up ahead for Chisholm. Chisholm drops it off. Finds Grancelli at the end of his shift. Grancelli will stave off the check. Shot will be directed wide. Stays inside play. Lemoyne trying to cycle it. Moncton will take over. Put up ahead. Here is McNaughton. McNaughton will send it in deep and reverse hits Lemoyne. Here comes Weston now for the Kings. Jaden Weston will take it wide. Enters his zone. Weston plays it in the corner. Finds it. But there on the back check was Chamberlain. Gets the puck for Moncton. Set up ahead looking for Cousins. Going to be intercepted by Sideruk and sent back in deep. Boudreau to play it. We're past the halfway mark of the third. As here is Price. Right up ahead off his stick comes free. Here's Weston. Over to Frazier. Frazier will go cross corner on the dump in. Moncton looking to play it up ahead and they will. Finds Cousins. Cousins will send it into the zone. Here's Ryland Cousins sent towards the goal off the side of the net. Comes free for Chamberlain. Here's Will Chamberlain up the line. There's a shot from Blair. Will be directed on goal. Rebound save, but sent just wide by Cousins, who was all tangled up in front. Couldn't finish the job on the rebound. Puck comes free. Here is O'Shea. Enters the zone. O'Shea gets poked off the puck by Weston. And Weston was surfing his man on the defensive side, they call it. Puck comes free. Here is a whistle. Roughing is the call. They'll send Cousins and Neufelds into the box, so we'll remain 5-on-5. So one player in the box on each side. Puck is dropped. Played up ahead. Here is Thompson. That's going to be poked off of his stick. Comes free for Corkum. Corkum up ahead as Nicholson will play it in deep. Here's Fortin. Pass in front will be off his stick. Comes free up top. Here's a shot blocked by Thompson. Here comes Matthew Thompson up for Jackman. Jackman puts the brakes on, looking for an option. Finds Amaro. Amaro's shot will go wide, as that might have been a goal if it got on net, as Boudreau was screened. Here's a centering pass. Here's Jackman. One-timer scores! Jordan Jackman finds the puck in the high slot. One-timer past the blocker. Kings have scored 3 straight goals here in the third. They are up by a pair. Biggest lead of the game. .8:21 to go in the third. Kings have sucked the life out of the home crowd. Here's Corkum. Terrio finds on the forecheck. Mazaral looking to center it. That's going to be off his stick. Comes free for Amaro. Amaro looking to clear. Finds LeBlanc. Back for Amaro. Amaro gets poked off the puck as he tried to escape the zone. Moncton gets it back. Played up the wall. Corkum finds it. Corkum loses on the forecheck from Mazaral, but regains possession. Here is Jackman. Scored the most recent goal in this game over to Slavuta. Slavuta towards the goal, covered up by Boudreau. With 7.5 to go here in the third. Kings 3 straight in the final frame, up by 2 here in Moncton. Cope will take the draw against Mazaral. Moncton need a quick one here soon, looking if they want to get back in this game. Here's Romaine. Romaine over to Glover. That will escape the zone as it hopped over his backhand. Terrio on the forecheck looking for it. It's going to be played outside the zone. Moncton's offside, so plenty of time for Romaine to make a play as he takes the pass from Glover. Pass in the middle, finds Slavuta. Here is Alexander Slavuta. Gets poked off the puck, trying to go end to end. Here's Lance. Finds Mazaral, back for Lance. Lance will send it towards the goal in the dump in. Finds Theriot. Theriot towards the net. Rebound cleared away by Romaine. Still 3-1. Here's Cope. Goes stick to stick and neutral ice. Sends it in deep. Peters back to retrieve it. Will try and get by the forecheck, but kept in by Slavuta. Centering pass. Here's Cole. Shot off the side of the cage. As Cole could handle that pass cleanly. Took a while to get that shot off. As poked up ahead, Theriot looking for on the forecheck. Theriot, toe drag move. Loses it from the back check of Cole. As Cole will find Slavuta streaking through the middle. Back for Cole. Here's Mason Cole. Shot will be gloved down by Boudreau. .6:21 to go here in Moncton. Thunderbirds down by a pair here at home. Face off inside their zone. Puck is dropped. One back. O'Shea looking to clear. Puck ends up on the stick of Likely. Moncton regains possession. Here is O'Connor. O'Connor towards the middle. Shot scores! It's not over yet. Ryan O'Connor cuts the lead in half. Past the glove of Saunders, and it's 3-2. Quick snapshot there. Gets by the goaltender. And it is a one-goal game with 6:06 to go. Puck is dropped at center ice. O'Connor trying to stave off a check. Puck comes free. So after nearly a scoreless 2 periods, 4 goals between the two teams here in the third. There was only 1 goal in the first 2 periods in the last 4 minutes of the second frame. All of a sudden, it's a 3-2 game. 3 goals from the Kings in the third, and now 1 from Moncton. Has cut the lead in half. Puck on the wall. Looking to clear is Landry. That will hit the helmet of the backup goalie, but no whistle. So we'll play on. Puck comes free on the wall. That's going to be sent back towards the boards. Comes free. Here's Amaro. Amaro will hesitate and shoot unblocked. Comes free for Corkum. Another chance saved from Boudreau. Here's another opportunity. Sails over the net. 5 minutes to go here in the third. It's a 1-goal game. Here is Likely on the goal line. Likely up top. Finds Grancelli. Grancelli will chip it off the glass. Puck is bouncing for Amaro. He'll go skate to stick. Amaro takes it behind the net. Up for Corkum. Corkum in the middle of the ice. Shot blocked by McNaughton. Comes free for Grancelli. Grancelli, another shot block. Rebound cleared away. As here comes Moncton. McNaughton has it. McNaughton will get the red line and send it in deep. Back to retrieve it is Corkum. And on the forecheck of the Thunderbirds, but Corkum gets by the first wave. So he sent down the ice and then picked off and cleared right back down by Peters. Zamaro up looking for Lemoyne. That will be out of his reach. Puck comes free for Frazier. Here's Ben. Frazier makes a move. Frazier has it in the corner. Puts the brakes on. Frazier up top. Finds Glover. Glover tipped off the point shot over the net. Lemoyne trying to corral it. 4 minutes to go in the third. Puck comes free for Moncton. That will be played up ahead by Nicholson. Nicholson. Nice move by Fortin as he enters the zone. Play to the corner. Pass up ahead. Moncton has in the own zone. Cycled on the wall. Here's Fortin. Shot blocked by Romaine. Battle ensues in the Kings' corner. As here's Fortin. Fortin to the line for Steve. Shot looking for the tip. Will just sail past the glove and wide of the net. Neufeld there to collect it. He'll chip it up ahead. Here comes Lemoyne over to Frazier. That's going to be offside the line. As pass from Lemoyne on the blue line hit a Thunderbirds pant, and that made for an offside call as Frazier couldn't collect it where he wanted it to. 3:19 to go here in the third. Kings up by a goal here in Moncton. Mazarol back out there with Lance and Theriault. This has been the Thunderbirds' top line. And speaking of top lines, Jackman, Thompson, and LeBlanc out there as well. So both big guns going at it as we close off this regulation play. As here is Theriault. Theriault over cross looking for Lance. Plays it off the wall. Theriault. Lance will play it in deep. Weston finds it. Weston loses the puck nearly. Mazarol came through on the forecheck as he gets the turnover. Here's Mazarol up to the line. Finds Blais. Blais back up top for Mazarol. Mazarol shot through the screen. Sails over the net. Rebound. Will bounce its way towards the crease, but couldn't find a stick in front. As Theriault on the back check. Try to clear. Glove down. Here's Weston. Shot will go out the blocker of Boudreau. 2.5 to go in the third. Played up ahead of the line. Here's Sidoruk. Sidoruk dances on the blue. Shot will be tipped on goal, but that will sail over the net. Here is Jackman up for Weston. Weston sends it wide off the point shot. Collected by LeBlanc. LeBlanc deep for Thompson. Puck comes free for Moncton. Here is Theriault. Theriault trying to go skate to stick, loses it. Weston plays up ahead, but picked off. Here comes the Thunderbirds. Shot blocked. Rebound behind the net. Here's a wraparound chance. That will stay out. Good look on the wraparound from Elliot Blais, but Saunders stands his ground. 1:52 to go. Well, we'll see a timeout from head coach James Sanford. He has his clipboard in his hand, but will play on. No timeout called yet. Still 5-on-5. No goalie pull either. 1 goal game inside the last 2 minutes to go. Puck is dropped as Kings win a crucial face-off in their own zone. As Cole looking to clear. That will be off the netting and out of play. Might see a timeout now. As looks like they're trying to signal one here, and there goes the tee from the coach. So a timeout call from Sanford. It's a 1-goal game here in Moncton. It took a while for both teams to get going. First goal came at the 16-minute mark of the second period. It was 1-0 off a goal from Kobe Theriault heading into the final frame. Kings scored 3 straight to make it 3-1, and then most recently the Thunderbirds got within a goal. That's their story so far. Timeout over. Sanford still drawing up a play on the Moncton bench. Greg Rowley trying to scheme up a defensive plan to hang on for the win. Kings sure could use the 2 points here on the road. Rebels are right on their tail in the standings. Top line back out there for both sides. Jackman against Mazarol for the face-off. Net is empty. 6-on-5. Puck hits the ice. One back to the point. Big face-off win for Moncton. As Lance can handle it cleanly. Sent up ahead by the Kings. Puck comes free. Here's Thompson spinning and shooting. As that'll be cleared down the ice. No icing as it hit his Moncton stick on the way through. 1.5 to go here in the third. Thunderbirds down a goal. They have the puck picked off by Amaro. Amaro has a good look at the empty net, and he will throw it towards the goal, but Blais makes the save, so Moncton still has life. Played up ahead. Here's Mazarol over to Lance. Lance up for Cousins. Cousins, puck bouncing. Here's a chance. Play to the point. As Blais has it up top. Blais shot to the screen. Just sails wide out the redirection. Chance to clear towards the empty goal, but that's going to be an icing call with 59 seconds remaining here in the third. Coming down to the wire here in Moncton. Thunderbirds nearly tied the game off that point shot through the screen. Mazarol against Jackman for the draw to the glove side of Saunders. Every faceoff crucial here as the game winds down. It's going to be one back for the Kings inside their own zone. Play at the wall. That will be sent down the ice. No icing is the signal. 50 seconds to go here in the third. Here is Blais. Will play it behind his own net. Up ahead. Finds Theriault. Drops it off for Mazarol. Mazarol puts the brakes on. He enters the zone. Pass across looking for Lance. That will pass over his stick. Lance up for Cousins. Loses it. Here's Jackman looking to spring Cole. Foot race for the puck. But getting back in time first was Steves. 30 seconds to go. Steves has it behind his own net. Up for Lance. Lance to the middle. Finds a stick of Mazarol. Puck bouncing. Romain collects it. Sent towards the neutral ice. Steves there to collect it. Steves sent in deep. 15 seconds. Here's Weston for the Kings. Will play it against the boards. 10 seconds now. Moncton looking to get it off the wall. Puck comes free. There's a shot towards the goal. Rebound! Sent just wide. 2 seconds now. And that is going to do it. Kings hang on for the win. It came down to the very end. 4 points in the weekend for the Kings Hockey Club. They beat the Vitoes and the Thunderbirds. They'll head home back to Sackville with smiles on their faces after a 3-2 victory. Got to tip your cap to Cohen Boudreau as he stood tall for Moncton, but they couldn't tie the game up late. A great game on a Sunday afternoon here at the Greenfoot Energy 4-pad. Thank you for tuning into this one. My name is Mason tonight here with High Button Sports. 3-2 your final score. Kings over the Thunderbirds. As we'll wrap up our coverage of the U16 AAA League with this one. A great game to finish off your weekend. Appreciate you tuning into this one. Plenty more action to go. Regular season winding down towards playoffs. But for now, we'll say sayonara. And we'll see you at the next game.